Turn to Europe, a continent on edge where nations are on an arming spree. The latest is from the UK and Poland. Britain wants more missiles and explosives, and Poland wants nuclear weapons from France. Let's start with the United Kingdom. London made an announcement yesterday. They will ramp up weapons production. They're calling it a war-footing production model. And they want to achieve two goals: more manufacturing and bigger stockpiles. The UK wants to produce two things: RDX explosives and propellants. These are used in artillery, shells and missiles. Britain currently imports the RDX and the propellants. They get them from France and the US, but now they want to make it at home. So the UK wants to build its war reserves. What will it cost them? Friendship with France and the US. Here's why. For the UK, this is about self-reliance. They are preparing for worst-case scenarios, like Donald Trump. The US president has sent shockwaves through NATO. His threats to exit the group have left Europe worried. So if the US pulls back, the UK does not want to be caught off guard. And what about France? How will they feel about the UK's decision? France sees the UK as a dependable NATO ally. They often stand together in global matters. Even on the war in Ukraine, France and the UK have jointly made weapons for decades. Now the UK wants to part ways. Naturally, France will not be happy, and that's the UK's defense plan. It is aiming for self-reliance. Now let me tell you about Poland, a country that borders Russia. It's a frontline NATO state. Poland wants French nuclear weapons on its soil. The request came from Poland's president. He said French nukes will protect them from Russia. So Poland is openly courting France for nuclear warheads. To understand why, let's look at a map. Poland is dealing with a hostile neighborhood, as you can see. They border Ukraine, Belarus, and the Russian territory of Kaliningrad. And Russia has placed its nukes in Belarus and Kaliningrad. So two of the three regions bordering Poland have nuclear warheads. And Warsaw wants some too. Last month they requested the US. This time it is France. What does that show? Cracks in NATO. Just think about it. After asking the US for nukes, Poland has turned to France. The message is that Washington cannot be trusted, and Europe should have a finger on the trigger. Hence the request for French nukes. But will Paris deliver? Only 3 NATO members have nukes: the US, the UK and France. Fun fact, their combined nuclear stockpile is less than Russia's. Nuke for nuke, Russia wins. So the question really is France willing to take the risk? Apparently, yes. French President Emmanuel Macron has floated the idea. He wants to create a European nuclear umbrella. He wants to deploy French nukes across Europe, exactly how American nuclear warheads are kept in Germany and Italy. But this is easier said than done. Building logistics to deal with such weapons takes time, at least half a decade as per experts. Not to mention, Russia would be furious. Moscow would see this as a direct threat. French nukes at Russia's doorstep will be seen as provocation. So let's be clear, this is an escalation. Europe is militarizing like never before. More weapons, bigger defense budgets, and now calls for a shared nuclear arsenal. Europe is preparing for a future where it does not have to rely on the US. The UK's push for weapons and Poland's quest for French nukes scream one thing: anxiety. But do more weapons, particularly nuclear ones, guarantee peace? They do not. The question to ask is this: is Europe preparing for peace or pushing for war?